We're starting tonight with new information about what led to an hours-long police search, police presence on the north side of West Fargo. One woman is in jail facing a number of charges after what police are calling a road rage incident. West Fargo police say they got a call just before 3:30 today about a reckless driver ramming into and then following another vehicle. Officers found both cars just south of Hazers Auto and Truck Parts. Witnesses told police that a female driver suspected in the road rage incident ran north from that area. Police then sent up a perimeter and used a canine to track the suspect. 41-year-old April Bergman was found nearby and was arrested. She's facing charges of reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and driving under suspension. West Fargo police say they are still investigating the incident, but do not believe there is any further danger to the public. Coming up after weather, still no signs of the two fishermen who went missing on Red Lake. Plus, we'll bring you the latest election results from around our region. But first, Robert, a cool night for us, but still pretty quiet out there. When are we going to see our next chance for snow?
Yeah, definitely a quiet night out there as we take a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. Got the moon off in the distance there, some clear skies out there. And if you are a fan of the Northern Lights, we've heard several reports, including Ryan Laughlin, seeing them earlier this evening up between Crookston and Grand Forks. Right now, 26, feels more like 16. It's winds out of the south and southwest at 11 miles per hour. A touch cooler over in Moorhead, 23 degrees across the river. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, 16 Langdon, 18 in Devils Lake, 17 in Grand Forks, 21, a common number, Roseau, Baudette, Bemidji, and in Wadena. Winds a little bit lighter than earlier today, but still a bit of a breeze out there. You'll notice it as you step out the door, and the combination of the wind and temperatures giving us wind chills as cold as 2 in Langdon, 4 in Devils Lake and in Grand Forks, 8 in Thief River Falls. Not a whole lot of cloud cover out there, and as mentioned, if you want to see the Northern Lights, you're going to need to bundle up to spend any length of time outdoors. May see a bit of high cloudiness across the far northern valley as we head through the overnight hours, but most of us will see some clear skies overnight with no clouds around, no precipitation to worry about. In fact, the northern plains are quiet. Zooming on out to the national map, some snow making its way through the Rocky Mountains. Colorado seeing most of that. A little bit of snow also making its way out into the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle. A little bit of rain for the southwest and a little bit of rain for the southeastern U.S., stretching into the northeastern portions of the country. For us, as we head through the overnight hours, mostly clear skies, increasing clouds, especially across the north as we head through tomorrow morning. Overnight lows tonight, not anywhere near as cold as last night. We saw a lot of sub-zero temperatures across the north. We'll see some teens, and across the south we'll see some teens and 20s. That cold front will slowly sag off towards the south, and as it does so, some snow is going to develop along and behind that front. That front not only ushering in some snow, but ushering in some reinforcing cold air around the region. Now, we're not talking about a lot of snow, but half an inch to an inch going to be common across the area, and maybe isolated amounts of 2 inches across parts of the northern valley. That will be enough to create some slick conditions, so take care as you head out and about, especially drive time home tomorrow evening. Here in Fargo, we'll start out the day on a cool note. Not as cold as this morning. We got down to 4 early this morning. By lunchtime, though, only into the low 20s. And after topping out in the mid-20s behind the front, temperatures start to fall, and we'll see some low 20s with those snow showers making their way through the region. Picture of the day, a gorgeous shot, a cold, misty sunrise, Lake Ida in Cormorant, Minnesota. Thanks so much to Rick for sending that in. We're going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, that chance for some snow showers. There will be some slick conditions in many areas. A cold one on Thursday, but then we rebound nicely into the mid-30s. Friday and Saturday, Veterans Day, we may have a chance for some early day snow showers. And then the warm-up continues. Upper 30s Monday, upper 40s Tuesday.
You can already start looking ahead to next week and start daydreaming about that.
Exactly. We've got to get through a little bit of snow between now and then, but I think we can handle it.
Yeah, we sure can. Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Let's turn it now to those election results. Grand Forks will be raising its sales tax by 0.5%. Voters have approved the move to pay for half of a $150 million water treatment plant and road work. Here are the numbers from today's special election. 73% said yes and 27% said no. The sales tax hike takes effect April 1st of 2018. There was plenty of interest, but only one seat available in today's Moorhead School Board race. 13 candidates were after the one-year unexpired seat on the board. As far as results right now, there are none. Polls in Minnesota closed at 8, so no numbers haven't been posted yet. That's the same for most city and school district races. We are monitoring them, but You can check them for our website at valleynewslive.com. There's a link to the Minnesota Secretary of State's website. We're also following a developing story out of Minnesota tonight, where we're now learning the search for 2 missing anglers on Red Lake will continue tomorrow morning. Authorities say boats and volunteers will start again early tomorrow in Redby. The 2 men, a 29-year-old and 17-year-old, disappeared last night when their boat ran into trouble in icy conditions. Police say one man jumped out and swam to shore, instructing the other 2 to stay with the boat. By the time he reached the shore, the boat had capsized, and the other 2 were nowhere to be seen. Today, volunteers searched from the air, on land, and in the water to find the 2 men. Police didn't want to call the search a recovery effort just yet, saying it's still an open investigation. They are also saying that it's a race against Mother Nature as the ice continues to form on the lake. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum wants to know if the state's universities are operating at their highest potential. So he's announced the creation of a task force to study the issue. This group will look at the current leadership model for North Dakota's university system. The task force will be made up of members all across university systems, such as students, faculty, alumni, and government officials. Burgum says after operating the same way for 80 years, now is the time for change.
So again, we have new forms of competition that are unhindered by geography that create new challenges for us in how we think about funding, how we think about pricing, and how we think about governing higher education.
Applications to be a part of the task force open today and close at midnight on November 30th. You can find the application on the governor's website, and we have more information posted on our website, again, at valleynewslive.com. New details are emerging about the gunman who killed 26 people and wounded others in a Baptist church in Sutherland Springs, Texas on Sunday. Police report tells how Devin Kelly escaped from a mental health facility in El Paso back in 2012. He was held there after he threatened his Air Force superiors. And now there are questions about how Kelly was able to buy guns despite a history of violent behavior, including being ousted from the Air Force for domestic violence. Meanwhile, survivors are revealing the terrifying details of what happened the day of the shooting. One woman says the gunman methodically went through the pews looking for victims. She and her husband were hit, but survived by playing dead. 2 Grand Forks men are facing felony charges in connection with an early morning drug bust. 29-year-old Jonathan Vervolin is facing 2 felony drug charges, while 32-year-old Douglas Ostrang is also facing a felony drug charge. Court documents say both men were pulled over early yesterday morning, and a search found objects in the vehicle with white residue on them. That then led to their arrest for drug paraphernalia and possession. People living in Fergus Falls are trying to save one of their favorite stores. Devastated by the news that Target is closing there, thousands are now signing a petition. It's well over 7,000 people right now.
I'm sad about it, terribly, because I love Target. You know, when we lived here a long time ago and they opened Target, I was so excited.
It's been here as long as I've been here, and that was a huge selling point when we moved here. So it's like, yes, it has a Target.
A Target spokesperson says the decision was not made lightly. They have noticed a decrease in profit over several years. It will close the first Saturday in February, along with one other Minnesota store in Hastings. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call us on our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-237-6576, and then leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. It's Tuesday night, so you know what that means. It's time for our weekly restaurant report card. This week, one of our local favorite coffee shops has been cited. The hotel restaurant continues to receive violations, but what area bar and grill was given the Clean Plate Award? Here with that, the answer is Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer.
Bab's Coffee House in downtown Fargo is a popular place to warm up on a cold winter day, but they have also received 2 critical violations on their recent health inspection. These citations were related to not maintaining possibly hazardous foods at the correct temperature. Bab's management tells us that since the inspection, all violations have been fixed, and they say the business works hard to maintain cleanliness. The restaurant in the 4 Point Sheraton is also seeing critical violations. They They have been cited for not protecting food from cross-contamination and not clearly marking containers with the date the food should be consumed. Down the road, they plan to keep working in compliance with the health department. But one restaurant that hasn't seen any violations in months is Bordertown Bar and Grill, and they are this week's winner of the Clean Plate Award. The general manager says they take great pride in maintaining a clean kitchen.
We are a bar and grill, and we don't try to be more extravagant than we are. We have a small kitchen, and we just do sort of the basic stuff, but try to do it well.
And that's a wrap for this week's Restaurant Report Card. In West Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
If you want to see the full health inspections, you can visit our website at valleynewslive.com. There will be a new place to find unique clothes and jewelry at West Acres this spring. Dry Goods is the latest to make plans to move into the mall. The Iowa-based company will be in the space formerly occupied by Aeropostale. It's a women's store, and they say they emphasize customer service. The mall's Chris Heaton says you'll have a couple of new stores to shop in this holiday season, with Lululemon and Legacy Toys set to open in just a few weeks. He says Best Buy will also open in the former Sears location this coming spring. Still ahead tonight, Congress and the Trump administration are still pushing for tax reform. And our D.C. bureau caught up with a North Dakota senator who's got the inside scoop after meeting with the Trump administration.
Meet in the middle. I'm Peter Zampa on Capitol Hill. What one Democratic senator says about her meeting with the White House on tax reform.